What shall we discuss? Otherwise, I had something on Måra.
Måra is nice.
Okay, so there is one sutta which I had shared some time ago on Måra. So this, what do you think is Måra, as per you, your way of thinking? Yes.
Mara is sub mind, parts of mind,
Okay.
entities active in your subconscious mind, or you can say your different avatars at
Okay.
at a time and at a situation they arise
Right.
in you.
Good. Any other definition on Mara? On which this term called Marana has come?
Which sutta? Which sutta you are saying number?
I forgot. Let me check.
SSN 4.19.
4.19.
Yeah, I think Mara is your mental qualities that keeps you in something. Yeah, I just linked in the group.
It is Kasaka Sutta.
I think it's whatever mental qualities you have that keeps you in. It's Mara. Buddha is for going this way. Mara is this way. Whatever mental qualities you have to stay in.
You can say shadow also, your shadow. The counterpart of you. You might be thinking I am this, I am that, but you might be pretending at the core you are different.
Okay.
So still unprogramming is not complete.
So how do you decipher from this?
Decipher in the sense?
Decipher in the sense, how do you experience it now?
Okay, Sutta I haven't read.
You haven't read. Okay, so shall we go through the sutta and then understand? Okay, so what he says is that, I'll come to the section. It's very intriguing if you really see. He says, Mameva samana chakku mama rupa mama chakku sampassa vinyana ayatanam. Okay, that is what is Mara. If you think you have an eye, not this eye, the internal eye, which can sense something, that is Mara. And he says the Vijnana itself is me. So you can't escape me. Okay. So Chakkuncha Paticha Rupecha Upajjati Chakku Vijnanam. The Chakku, Rupa and Vijnana are Mara. Because Thinna Sangati Phassa Pacha Vedana Yam Vedeti Tam Sanjanati Tam Vitaketi Yam Vitaketi Tam Papancheti Yam Papancheti Tato Tam Nidanam Purisa Papancha Sanyas Sankha Samudacharanti Atita Anagata Pachuppannesu Chakku Vinyanesu Rupesu. This whole thing, as indicated in the Madhupindika Sutta, is Mara. So the entire proliferation.
Mara is the mastermind behind all Vijnana.
Yes, so now the question comes, what is Vijnana? Because you need to, so let's see how much we have understood what is Vijnana. And it's not saying that it's consciousness. Have you really understood what is Vijnana? It's not even that what we spoke about from Chitta, it becomes Vijnana, that's all correct. But what really have you experienced as Vijnana? Or what is your practice to understand Vijnana? Because the Chakku Sampassa Ja Vijnana Ayatanam.
Yeah, my experience wise, what I see is at that time also I told is the moment I am starts. In whatever experience, I might not speak I, but in all the experience I exist. That existence is Vijnana.
Yes, that existence is Vijnana, but how do you know there is Vijnana? That is the question.
Yeah, at the same question you asked, and at that time I told I am Vijnana.
No, that is correct, Sachin. I'm not denying what you're saying, but
Now,
how?
what other explanation I can give when I in
Think.
front of you I am telling I am Vijnana.
Yes, I know, but is there a way to understand it better? What you're saying is correct. If there is I and you feel you are sensing it, yes, maybe you are Mara. Okay.
Yeah, I am Mara too.
Yeah. Everyone is a Mara only. So that's the reason you can't escape. The Marana is happening to the six senses. The dissolution, like in the night when you sleep, is happening to the six senses. So the Vijnana is not there. There is no Chakku, there is no Rupa, there is no Chakku Ayatana, there is no Chakku Vijnana Ayatana. Okay. In sleep. In death, again the same thing. There is no Chakku, there is no Rupa. The eye is open, let's say, but can't see anything. In the same way, when a person is sleeping, all things are removed. That is Mara. It removes death. So every night there is death. So there is no identification. Every night. Marana. Okay. So now how do I decipher this? So let's go step by step. And Sachin, what you said is very correct. I being there and feeling of I and just saying I or feeling I and I am seeing itself is Mara, or rather that is what it is. That's Vijnana. I am not denying what you're saying, but is there a way of seeing it in different way? Yes, there is a better way, if I could put it. So number one, for Chakku, okay, to connect with Rupa, there should be a gap. Just like when you are in the desert and you are watching water, there's a gap between you and the water. So you start to run towards the water. So when there is Rupa, the Chakku wants to pick up that Rupa, so the Vijnana connects both of them. The middle is Vijnana. The object is there only, it will never come to you. But you get a feeling that you are coming very near to that object, possessing that object. So there is one sutta where 6 elders or Thera explain about. Yes, go ahead.
In fact, the object is not there, right? The object is created by Vijnana itself.
No, no, no.
In front of you, only 5 elements are there. You created this water. There is a water there. That's
No.
why, the old lady, young lady, right? Who has created old lady? You might create. Somebody else might create old lady. Somebody can create young lady, right? Projection. We were talking. The Vijnana is projecting the sanya onto the 5 element in front of you. Basically, what is 5 element? But on those 5 elements, Rupa is created by Vijnana first. Oh, there is a water. Oh, there is a young lady. So it projects that, and then it connects, right? As you said, first it projects, and then it connects. Okay, I love this. I need to drink this water. That comes later.
Okay, so let's understand it in this way. So anyway, we were traveling to Shravasti and we had seen lot of mirage, right, on the road. So you did not create a mirage. You did not create a mirage. You saw a mirage, right? If
Yeah,
you
but at the subtle level, I created it.
no, you no, no, the
See,
mirage.
at subtle level, I don't know. I created it. Then I saw. I am the magician. I created it. And now I'm pretending that I didn't create it. I'm seeing it.
One second.
I think what you're saying, Sachin, is true if you had said an app, because you said you created. You wouldn't use the Mirage example if you just used that.
My sound is disturbing or it's normal?
It's normal. Some call came, so I had to go out and.
Because I'm using this mic.
The okay, so the mirage nature is sanya. Right, in the Pena Pindupama Sutta, Marichupa Mancha Sanya. Okay, so when I cease, three things will come along with that. First, the Vijnana will come, then the Sanya will come, then the Vedana will come together. Right. So, before we land up there, this is the mirage. This camera is a mirage because it is taking this body and projecting it there. Correct? Same thing, no? Like the mirage, now that is that person who is speaking there is me. So I am here, he is there. Right? Now what happens? When the Måra, what we are talking about is I is supposed to only see without this camera, but it has a camera projection created by consciousness. So the middle one, what we have here is the consciousness. So that creates a image there which you need to possess, because it's you are half now, your part, and the other part is on that side. So to take that becomes full. So the mirage nature is always to make it full. The water, the trishna or the craving is to make it full. It is something which is outside. It's I don't want it there. I want it here. So chakuncha paticcha, dependent on the chakku. Rupe, that means without the chakku and the rupa, there can't be any chakku vinyana. Chakuncha rup paticcha rupecha uppajjati. Only when these two are there, then the vinyana will come. So that means the object has to be there. You are not creating the object. The object has to be there. If there were to be no object, then no chakku will also come. Right? Yes.
And the perception was created later, right? Because in the Tinasangadi and then
No, that is the
Samjanati,
definition wise. In the definition wise. So in the
Then there is no difference between Rupa and four elements. Huh?
no, wait, it's there. Let me come to that. I expected this question from you. Good, bingo. So before I go to that, in the Mahavedala Sutta, a question is asked by that Thero to Sariputta on what is Vijnana, what is Sanya, what is Vedana. Are they samsattha together or visattha separated out? And he says it is samsattha, they are together. Meaning there is no way you can say this is Sanya, this is Vedana, this is Vijnana. Knowing Vijnana is Panya. Knowing Vijnana is Panya because that will split out how the Vedana and Sanya are. Meaning you have to catch the magician in the act, which is Vijnana. If you don't catch the magician in the act, you already perceived that. It means the perception is already made. You got it? So like actually definition wise, chakuncha paticcha rupe. Whatever can be the rupa which I can see. So the light has to be there. Number one, which you will forget. that because of the light, your eye can see. Otherwise, there is no seeing in the eye, to be honest. And that object, whatever you are seeing, is whatever that object. So let's not make it as 4 elements or whatever at present. Some object which I can see. I can only see if there is a light. Aloka is required, light. If there is no light, you can't see. It's pitch darkness, let's say. Nothing you can see. Eye is there, object is also there, Vijnana is also there, but there is nothing that you can do because there is no light falling. So Aloka has to be there, light. Now, what if this Vijnana can connect only when light is there? So it's condition. Only when the Rupa has a light source, then the Chakku is always there. So it connects A plus B. And then you get a sense of an object. That sensing of an object is Vijnana. Now you sense, you take that. That's what. First comes the Sanya, perception. That's Vilas. Like when I'm seeing through this, I forget all about this camera and I'm engrossed in that. Yes, go ahead.
So there is something that is Vijnana and that is Vilas. Now it is Sanya. So this subtle move has happened.
Yes.
So initially Vijnana said, okay, there is something.
Yes.
And then, okay, it is Vilas.
Correct.
That is the development of Vijnana.
Yes. And there is Vedana along with that. So I get a sensation or I get a feeling of what it is. And then either I feel it good, I feel it bad. Yes, sir.
And in this same process, the chitta is becoming vijnana, right? It's the same thing.
Yes, same thing. So now what happens here? If I were to only see the object without identity, nimitta, without identity, the vijnana will not be there because there is no nama rupa. As long as there is no nama rupa, there is nothing called vijnana to latch on to it. See, out of the 5 khandas, we have done this many number of times. Let's understand properly. Rupa, we will come to that later. But let's come with the Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara and Vijnana. These 4 things. What we say mind, okay, is nothing but a accumulation of Vedana and Sanya with an intention called as Sankhara. Right. So if you take 4 food, what Buddha talks in the Uttamamsa Sutta, he says Kavalinka Ahara, something as a food, which is Olarika Sukuma. So it can be gross, it can be subtle. Okay, that is Rupa. Anything you find is made out of that Ahara. Consider it that way. It doesn't cause any problem to you, per se. Which one? That Ahara doesn't cause any problem to anyone because it is just 4 elements. Clear? Now that Ahara has no problem, but other Ahara has a problem. Phassa Ahara. So when there is a contact, 2 things are there. Vedana, Sanya, Vedana, Sanya, Vedana, Sanya. That is the feeder. It keeps on feeding on that Rupa, whatever that Rupa is. Right? That Rupa is just a Rupa of Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo. But what you are getting through eyes is different, through ears is different, through nose is different, through tongue is different, through body touch is different, through mind is different. Clear? That is your Phassa Ahara. Then you have Mano Sanchetana Ahara, which is Sankhara. Due to Chakku Sanchetana, Sota Sanchetana, Ghana Sanchetana, Kaya Sanchetana, Mano Sanchetana, like that. This Mano Sanchetana. Sorry, I left Jiva Sanchetana. This Sanchetana is the one where you decide what to do with it. Like the mirage, I decide what to do with it. Now there is the person sitting there. What should I do? So I want to go near him. That is sanchetana. So that creates karma. It is good karma, bad karma, it is creating karma. Then the vinyan. Yes.
Actually, I am not telling you, but my definition of Sanchetana and Sankhara is different from you.
Go ahead.
Preparation is the right word. Is this construction of Sanya, right, is Sankhara. Because I am young, I see young lady. Because I am old, I see old lady. So I am preparing young lady, I am preparing old lady.
True.
Or I am preparing the water because I am thirsty. So it is conditional preparing. The Sanya coming up of a Sanya itself is Sankhara. Then what you do is different Sankhara or next stages of Sankhara or whatever you say. But the primordial Sankhara, Mano Sanchetana, is coming up with Sanya.
That's, yeah, go ahead, Arif.
Yeah, I mean, by definition, the Mano Sankara has feeling and perception. Right? So it's part of Sankara. But I guess the question is whether it's part of Sanchetana.
See, Mano Sanchetana. See, if you look at Sankhara definition, it is all Sanchetana. There's one sutta where he explains what is Sankhara. There's a bhikkhu who says, I'm confused on the Sankhara. What you say Sankhara, can you please explain to me? And he says that anything that is Sanchetana, so Chakku Sanchetana, Ghana Sanchetana, Kaya Sanchetana, like that. Now, what is preparing? That's correct word. Absolutely correct word for Sankhara. You prepare. Based upon the input, you prepare the output. The input is the Sanya and the Vedana. The Sankhara is what you want to do with that. Absolutely right.
No. Input is not Sanya Vedana. Input is Rupa. Sanya Vedana is different in different person. And that is different preparation of each person.
No, that is correct. Based upon
If you haven't seen lion in your life, how can you say it is lion?
No, wait for a second. Now that Rupa, what you should call as, is an identity. Right? Which is Sanya. Somebody will tell you this is apple. And then you start accepting this is apple. But what you are seeing is just an object. Which is Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vaya. But it gets transformed into apple. Yes or no? Like that. I have never seen a lion. Honestly, I have not seen a lion, let's say. And then I see this animal and I start seeing it like this. I'm looking at what it is. So, what is happening? There is no Sankhara. Presently, there is no Sankhara. There is Vedana, feeling that some object is there. The Sanya is blank. Yes.
No, the Sanya is animal. Sanya will always be there. There is something moving.
No, there is
That's
some movement. No, wait. Let's take a tree. Forget this animal for time being. There's one tree.
No one can be without Sanya-less, signless.
No, wait for a second. There's a tree. You don't know tree, word tree, but you know there is some object. Right? Then what will happen? If the mother is standing next to that child, the mother will say, this is a tree. So Sanya,
that is creating Sankhara now.
Wait for a second. First it creates a Sanya. First he needs to recognize what it is. There is no recognition. He just sees one object. Wait for a second, Aryu. So hold on to your question. But after I give you, then you say, I forgot. No, don't do that. Keep it. So now I see an object. And that object, I know it's an object. Yes, there is a limited amount of Sanya. There's nothing like, there's no Sanya at all. I didn't say that. There is an object. Even a child, if you give, what it will do? A small infant, you give a ball. It first touches like this. It will do like this. Then it will try. What it is doing, it is trying to identify what it is. Then it cannot understand. So it puts in the mouth.
Training. He is training himself.
So there is Sanya. Absolutely true. There is Vedana because that object is seen. So there is a Vedana for that. And there is Sankhara, which is putting in the mouth, it is doing like this, it is tapping, it is doing something, or all kind of things it is trying to do. Ultimately, it doesn't understand, it starts crying. Because it couldn't get what it is, because the ball starts moving. So it goes behind it. The more it goes behind, the more the ball is moving. So it doesn't know why it is going. So this is in the child, if you see, for the Rupa, there is Vedana. Something is there. For that, there is Sanya. For that, there is Sankhara. For that, there is recognition what it is, which is Vijnana. It is there. I don't deny it. Okay, wait for a second. So now when the mother says it is a ball, then what happens? That original Rupa which was there is gone. It is replaced by this ball. Right?
Could you say this is avijja and the previous is not avijja?
Right, exactly. So now whenever he sees it as ball. Never ever he will be able to see it in its original form, which didn't have anything. Okay, so now it becomes abhisankhara, honestly speaking. Why? Because he was doing some sankhara of touching here, there and all that. Now he is touching the ball. So if somebody pulls the ball out of that hand, it starts crying. Because now the ball is not there. Got the point? So now what all changes have happened? The mirage nature of consciousness has replaced that object with a ball. Yes.
So in Sankhara, there's Mano Sankhara, right? Which is Vedana and Sanya. And so I guess when there's avijja, then this Vedana, this Sankhara becomes Abhisankhara, and this Vedana and Sanya is of avijja type. But I guess I'm still slightly confused because on one hand, Sankhara includes Vedana and Sanya, but on the other hand, you say Sanchetana does not include those two.
Now wait. Okay, good question. Hold on. Yes, Sachin.
Yeah, why I am always clear with this definition is because this sentence sabbe sankhara anitya,
Correct.
sabbe dhamma anatta, right?
Correct.
He specifically said sankhara anitya and dhamma anatta. So when you say sankhara anitya,
No,
means
sabbe sankhara dukkha, sabbe sankhara anicca,
Anicca.
sabbe sankhara dukkha, sabbe sankhara anatta.
anatta. Yeah, but primary thing is anitya, right? So
Correct.
So it's like in a state of nibbana, you are not even preparing to say that is apple. You are not even preparing to say it is vilas or it is a ball, right? To that extent, it is a nibbana. You are not preparing the ball. You are not preparing the vilas. That's why sabbe sankhara anicca.
Right.
That is the state of nibbana.
No, that's correct. I have no problem with your definition because that is the right definition. But I'm trying to unearth how to get into that state. That's all. If you remove the mirror, this Maya, which is the basically magical illusion, you are in Nibbana. There's nothing other than that. Wait. So,
Ari's question.
Aryu question. So now let me finish your question so that I can go to Aryu's question. Sabbe sankhara anicca. Now what was earlier was nothing for the child. Okay. It was doing exactly the same sankhara, which is anicca. It arises, passes away. It didn't change. And sabbe sankhara dukkha. Why? Because it goes away. The child will lose that whatever it was playing. And sabbe sankhara anatta. There's no essence in that. This is the truth, irrespective whether I give it a name, I give it whatever, it doesn't matter. Right? So,
And
yes.
here the definition of anicca, the original definition of anicca that we were continuously talking about, it's more effective than arising and passing away. When someone says sabbe sankhara arising and passing away, I mean, that's not big thing.
See, there are various ways to understand.
Because if it is pass away, it will come back.
No, there are various ways of seeing anicca. The original, if you say,
Yeah.
originally, it is indeterminable.
Yes, exactly. Otherwise, this is the last sentence of Buddha, and it must be very profound.
Yes.
It cannot be simply understood like, okay, all sankhara arise in passing away. Oh, so what? I know. I will again eat. I will again say apple. I will again say apple. Where is nibbana?
So what is called as anicca, if you want to put a proper Sanskrit word, okay, is a nishchita. And I was first time fascinated after hearing to Ajahn Chah talking about it. He said, practice non-determinable, cannot be determined. I felt, wow, he has spoken correctly. The meaning of anicca. It is in Sanskrit.
There are other words also, uncontrollable, uncertain, and all that.
Correct, but it doesn't give you that much of this one. A nishchita. Nishchita means you can determine this is this. Anishchita is indeterminable, cannot be determined. How? What is that? When the child was holding the ball, can it determine what it is? No.
Yeah, it's not in his control. It suddenly became ball because someone told it is ball. And now tomorrow someone will say it is this company's ball, it will become that company's ball. Nothing is in his hand.
Exactly. That is the reason it is indeterminable. Anishchita. Okay. So when I was listening to Ajahn Chah, I felt very happy. Wow. This is what I was looking at. And there was one girl last two weeks ago. She had come here. We are doing an Ayurveda project. So I showed her on anicca. Okay. So I was talking to her about upachaya, santati, jarata, aniccata. 4 stages in anything we see, the cells, or we say the plant or trees or anything. She was very nice. She just looked at like this. Uncle, this is anishchita. I said, wow, good girl. This I find out, it's very correct. Anishchita is the law of nature. Nishchita is how we see. Anishchita is wrong. I said, wow, great. You are a real follower of Buddha. I said to myself mentally. Because you picked up what everybody struggles to understand what is anicca. It's not only arising and passing away. It's not as simple or saying impermanent or calling by whatever it is. It's not like that. You cannot determine. Today, this consciousness has taken this body. Tomorrow, you don't know what it will take. It is such a thing. And hence, it is anishchita. It's still not known. Yes, Aryu.
I guess I tend to understand anicca on the way, like there's so many things conditioning it. So anything can change and it's going to change.
No, that's correct. That's correct. See, change, impermanence, moving, all that is fine. But what really is that object?
Change is one aspect of anicca.
Correct. It's not all. So that child which was holding that whatever it was holding cannot be determined. Even today, whatever objects we are holding cannot be determined.
Even when first time I was doing vipassana, this thing and that other thing profoundly occurred to me. They said, It passes and arises, it passes. Look at it is anicca, anicca, anicca. I was always thinking, yes, it is anicca, but it is coming back. No.
Correct. Exactly.
So I was not accepting that. Yeah, it is anicca, but it is coming again. So what's the point?
Correct. So it is indeterministic. So I felt very happy when Ajahn Chah in that audio or in the book, what you have sent, Aryu, it is there. After this call, you can search.
I read that chapter.
You have read that chapter. Okay. So he says, always practice, cannot be determined, cannot be determined, cannot be determined. Keep on practicing that. That is the actual state of nature. And hence it is dukkha. If you were to determine, like what he said, we know it's coming back. The breath comes back again and again. So what is there to have a dukkha? I know it is coming back. So it doesn't really. So I know my wife has gone out and she's coming back. So anicca, anicca, anicca. If we keep on saying, anyway, I know that my wife is going to come back.
And they say contemplate on it. Contemplate on it. The more I contemplate, the more niche it becomes.
Exactly. So everybody has made their own concepts of anicca and made it anitya, which is even more worse than the anicca meaning. The what should be anicca. So the closest meaning is not as per one's wish, which is correct. Closest, but the actual meaning, if you were to take, is indeterminable. Cannot be determined. Yes.
I think Ajahn Chah used the word uncertain. Is the exact word and English translation.
Yeah, it's uncertain also. So he talks about cannot be determined also in one, and yeah, uncertain. You cannot be certain. You can't be for sure that you have picked up the thing.
I used to say helpless state.
No, helpless stage is the actual cause of the dukkha. So if you put helpless, it becomes hopeless almost. So it is better to call it as uncertain, what Ajahn Chah also uses, uncertain. It's uncertain because you cannot determine it.
Helpless is apayasa, right? It's the last of the dukkha.
Upaya.
I have a page in which I have written all those meanings, but I forgot it now. I'm not getting.
Okay, no worries. So anicca, one way, is upada vayatena anicca. Whatever arises, passes away, is anicca. Ye dhamma nalam abhinivesaya. That is also anicca. Anything that is created is not worth to hang on to. Is what is there in Mahaparinibbana Sutta, which is again anicca. Anicca-vata sankhara. Uncertain are the sankharas, right? Or anishchita are sankhara. Why? Upada vaya dhammino. The dhammas have four things in common. One is Khay Dhamma, Vay Dhamma, Viraga Dhamma, Nirodha Dhamma. These four dhammas are there. Okay. Upada Vaya is law of nature. Upada Vaya Dhammino. Upajitva Nirujjanti. Okay. When they arise, if you see that arising, Nirujja also can be seen. Meaning cessation also can be seen. If you arise, your cessation can be seen. Yes.
So now cessation of this sankhara has to be differently understood. Maybe, let's say, an apple came in front of me. Okay, this is apple. An apple goes off. So does it cessation of apple? No. My understanding of apple is still existing.
Correct.
It will go only if someone says this is ugly apple, this is bad apple, now it is replaced.
It should be replaced by Yatha Bhuta Jnana.
But if say apple is gone, now apple's perception is gone, now apple sankhara is gone, it is not Udaybhay, is it?
No, what has to be replaced? See, always sankharas are replaceable. That's the reason it is Anichavata Sankhara.
Yeah, replaceable, right?
They are
not
always
it is arising and passing away.
No.
Because arising and passing away, as long as apple is there in front of me, the construction, the preparation of apple is valid.
Exactly true. So what we have to learn is to samatha of the sankhara, which is to know the reality as it is. Meaning, it is Patavi, and you know it is Patavi, it is not your Patavi. Then you know it is Apo, it's not your Apo. Then you know it is Tejo and it's Vayu. So, in that way, the Sankharas are stilled.
Still correct. While seeing the apple, if you can see the four element,
Then the apple is gone.
then sankhara is samatho.
Exactly. Because the apple as a concept is seen. Apple as a concept is seen. No, it is not animitta. Wait for a second. Don't add words and it will go somewhere else. So, to make it nimitta, you should first tell what it is. So, it should be a adhivachana. So, you first have to describe it. So, apple, as in Vilas, as in Sachin, is a describable thing.
Yeah, here the red color and the shape of the apple is the nimitta. That is helping me to say it is apple. Whatever is helping me to conclude it is apple, it is nimitta. So nimitta is very primordial. So keep it out.
Yes. So now, for first thing, for a sankhara to have a sankhara, you already have an apple. Yes, good. So now, to have that, you need to describe it. So there are two things should happen simultaneously. One, you need to have a nana byanjana, various way of describing it. Number two, you have to create a nimitta, a symbol. That is part of sanya, it's not part of sankhara. Symbolization is part of sanya. Now, when I create a symbol, the sankharas can be done. You can prepare, basically, to get that thing what you're holding in your hand, because that is a thing. Now it is become a thing.
Yeah, so part of sanya, the apple is the sanya, but this red color and this shape is not apple, but it is nimitta to tell me to conclude that it is
Correct.
apple.
That red color, the shape is again part of nimitta, which is in sanya. Sanya means to identify.
It could be plastic, okay. Then I touch it. Now, oh, this is not apple.
No, it is apple, plastic apple. Because first you take it as a apple. Then there is error, vipallasa. So you check it, you touch it. Now you are coming to the original thing what a child would have done, right? It touches, it feels from his hand.
I was about to eat, then I realized. Oh, it's
No,
not.
no, it is not. Oh shit, they have made such a real apple. So something like that. So basically, 4 actions are done from a child to an adult. First action, to hold in the hand. Hold in the hand, legs, wherever you want to hold it. You'll hold it. You feel. The feeling is 6 senses. So you feel. The first thing you're going to do is to feel. Then you are going to hit at it, do something just to see what it is. So even an animal will do that. So it'll try to throw it, do something just to see what happens when it does like this. What
Experiment. Just scientists is also doing the same.
experiment? Yes. So you experiment. Experimentation is sankhara. Keep it that way. Anything that you experiment is a sankhara, because you want to prepare the ground for that experience. So now you do the second one. The third one is to feel it. How do you feel it? By putting in the mouth or holding it tight. So you want it to be near, not lose the focus of it. So when you
Basically,
hold,
add more senses or keep it.
Keep
Keep it with you. The
With you.
context to continue.
yes. So then what happens? The Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, all the 3 come together due to Phassa. And that is what is mind. Clear? for that Rupa, which is Pathavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, it is perceived as apple, and experience Vijnana provides that experience that it is apple. So now the Vijnana, V plus Jnana, no knowledge, has created a situation where now the four elements have become apple. So now there is no way you can remove apple because Vijnana has caught it. Now the Nama Rupa has taken over. So the Mara, again coming back to the subject of Mara, is this Vijnana which has created an illusion of apple. So from today onwards, it becomes apple. As far as I touch, taste, sense, keep it, do whatever I do, it is apple. Same way with wife, same way with son, same way with computer, same way with mobile phone, so same way with clothes, same way with everything, house, this, that, everything is the same now, equivalent to an apple. All of that is Mara. Why? Because the two poles and the middle one is the Vijnana which is connecting both of them. Yes, are you?
I was just thinking, so when my mom tells me this is apple, she's casting Mara's net on me, trying
Yes.
to catch.
Absolutely, because you will see the taste, there is no apple. You will either feel it sour or you will feel sweet. There was no apple in the taste. But when
Yeah,
you are
again,
eating, yes,
Again, Mara is not out there. Just don't forget that.
yeah.
Yeah, in you only.
Yeah, Mara cannot go anywhere. That's the reason he tells in that sutta, I am everywhere. How will you escape, my dear friend, is what his question he asks.
Wherever you go, the Mara goes.
You are Mara, so there is nobody else who can overtake you.
But this Mara's net is there in the apple that the moment it's told to me, I'm already caught. And there's no.
No, we can put it that way that Mara's net is on me just to verbalize as a verbatim, but actually the Mara is you.
That's why in Asubhasanna also, Aryu, I keep telling you that women are Mara. Don't take it literally. Woman, perception of woman in you is Mara. Out there, it's just 5 element.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
See, all the magic creation is Mara. Take it that way. All the magic creation. That means Rupa plus Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara within bracket plus Vijnana equals Mara.
That lady is very beautiful to you, but to a kid or to a dog, she is not even worth considering.
Correct.
She is not Mara.
And I guess it's the word Mara connected with Maya in any sense, or
No, it is connected with Marana.
not.
What Mara does is Maya. What Mara does is Maya.
Maya, but
the preparation or the drama prepared by Mara is Maya.
correct.
The creation of Mara is Maya.
Yes, that's correct. So what he does, what you do in the night is to erase that. You kill it. And in the morning, you again wear it back. So when you wear back the garb, you become, Then again you wear, like that. That's exactly what is happening. So the birth and death cycle is between wearing the dress and throwing off the dress. And hence, Sakka or Indra in the Mahaparinibbana Sutta, he says, Ye Dhamma, anything, Dhamma is a thing which is created. Na alam abhinivesai, not even worth. Alam means to have, to hold. Na alam means not to have. Yes, Sachin.
Yeah, so coming back to original question, you asked, can you see the Mara? I said, I am the Mara. You said there is a different way. So
Yes.
can you conclude what is the different way we discuss?
The different way is that, yes, there is Mara, which is you, agreed. The best way to see the Mara is to understand Vijnana. That's all. Nothing else is required. You don't have to investigate.
Yeah, but I said I am the Vijnana and Vijnana is Mara. I know.
No, 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 no. Not Vijnana is the Mara. Vijnana makes you the Mara.
The one side of the Vijnana is Mara.
Huh. So what is Vijnana then?
The other side of Vijnana is Rupa.
No.
Because Vijnana is connect these two, me and the
Correct.
Rupa.
But have you truly understood what is Vijnana? This is there in the Puttamamsa Sutta. He gives an example of Vijnana. What he says, they catch a robber, a thief, and they bring him to the court. They hit him with 300 spears in the morning. He asked this question, what would happen to him, Bhikkhu? Will he survive? One spear itself is insufficient. 300, he will die, but he survives. So next 300 is given in the afternoon. What do you think, bhikkhus? Will he survive? First itself was not possible. I don't think so he will be, but he's still alive. So they put the third 300. And that is Vijnana. It comes back again and again and again and again because there is Namarupa. Okay. So, if you want to understand how Mara plays, if you try attacking the Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankhara, you are going in circles.
So by that example, what you are trying to say is even the potentiality of Vinya coming is there, is Mara.
Yes.
Right? Vijnana is not there, right? But it can come anytime.
It can come anytime because
So the potentiality of that coming up is still there in me. Otherwise, if the potentiality is not at all, it will never come.
Exactly.
That means Mara is there in me, but Vijnana has not come out yet.
Yes. So now what I need to do is to see the Vijnana. So this another way of seeing is the Rupa with Chakku is fine, but this person who is connecting both of them, which is closing the gap seems to be closed. That seamstress person who is putting the stitches, Vijnana will stitch it between two things, and hence there is Phassa. Okay, and then the Vedana and all that. So first I need to understand is what does Vijnana does? What does Vijnana do? Let's say I'm not able to do it. I'm not able to understand. Leave it. Then only work out on the Rupa. Don't look at this Vedana Sanya Sankhara. So first come out of the delusion of the Rupa itself. So make that as Nibbidha. 4 elements, make it. Then the Mara is seen. Because without the Rupa, nothing can be experienced. So this magician is caught again. So either you catch him this side, which is Vijnana side, or you catch him in the Rupa side. If you leave the Rupa, then you have to work out on Vijnana. So that's the reason what Buddha did is to give all the 5 so that it can't escape. Yes, go ahead.
I guess the same way you want us to either work on the dhatu or the sixth sense, right? In the same
Ayatana.
So how do you work on Vijnana? Working on Rupa, I understood, considering it as a 4 element. But how do you work on Vijnana?
There is in the Kajjaniya Sutta, he has given an answer how to work out. You just look at the taste. Don't get caught up in the taste. It recognizes. Just be the recognition. That's it. Meaning
Okay.
it knows. Be the knower. That's it.
So stop the proliferation
Yes.
and let it be simple. Okay, this is apple. Okay, that's all.
That's all. Over. Very simple as that. So you know there is no apple. If you describe, you already created Nama Rupa. So now you have to see the conventional reality and the actual reality. Actual reality, it is 5 elements with consciousness, which is Dhatu Vibhanga. So you have divided it into 5 parts. Instead of one single, you are divided into 5 parts. If you do the 5-part meditation, you have caught the magician in the act. Yes, Shreyas.
Will taking it as hot and cold instead of describing, let's say I'm drinking coffee, that also becomes a concept again, right? So we should discern it as apon.
So that's the reason in the Kajjaniya Sutta, he gives a very proper definition of how to understand Vijnana. What is Vijnana Bhikkave? He says Katu, Lavana, then Kara, then
Okay.
like that. Madhura. Yes.
So that what is the difference between 4 element and Rupa? You said I will come with later. So it's time or soon?
Yeah, now we can take it. Now we can take it.
I also have that question that you haven't answered.
Which one?
The Sankara and Sanchetana.
So see, okay, now Sankhara, that preparation. How do you prepare? Without Sanchetana, you cannot prepare anything. There should be an intention to prepare whatever you want to prepare. I prepare to call this an apple.
Like what Sachin was saying.
Yes, but what I was trying to tell him also was that without the Sanya and the Vedana, you cannot prepare anything. So you will have a little bit of Sanya.
Yeah, that's where I differ from you.
Right. So it is not independent, Sachin, because if you really see what is Sankhara definition also, he will say Sanchetana. For Chetana to happen, there should be something there. Otherwise, how will you get an intention to do something? So there should be a perception of the object. Something as a perception. Some perceivable through the 6 senses. Only then can you create a Sanchetana. Yes.
I guess, is it right to understand, let's say, the 5 aggregate when we say Sanya, Vedana, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana? Initially, the Vedana, Sanya is of little bit.
Wait, so let us define what it is. It's better, right? So instead of confusion, what is Vedana? Can you tell me? How do you define Vedana? Forget it. You are thinking. That means gone. So feeling, Vedana, comes from 6 ayatana. Chakku sampajjasa Vedana. This you don't forget. If you forget, you're gone. Then how does Sanya comes to be? It is the objects. Rupa Sanya, Sadda Sanya, Rasa Sanya. Like that, these Sanyas are the 6 objects. So for the 6 sense bases, the enjoyment portion is the object. And hence, there is a feeling and perception. What's the point? Now, what is Sankhara? Sankhara is Chakku Sanchetana. There is a Sanchetana of that Chakku. What I want to do with that eye. In fact, there are 12. In one sutta, he talks 6. In another sutta, he talks another 6. So, Chakku Sanchetana is one. Rupa Sanchetana is another one, a pair. So either you want to do something with the Chakku or you want to do something with the Rupa. Then you want to do something with the Saddha, you want to do something with the Sota. Now, when you want to do something with Rupa, it's your definition of it. When you want to do something of a sound, it's your definition of it. And that definition providing or a preparation to provide a definition for that is Sankhara. You have an intention to do something about it. Yes.
Let me ask a simple question. Perceiving something as an apple, is it sanya or is it sankhara?
Perception is sanya, number one. Perceiving anything is sanya. How did you perceive? What did you perceive? You perceived an object. How? Through a sight.
But why is mano sankhara has those two also? It's also a part of sankhara.
You want
I think because you perceiving something as apple is not so easy. It's a too much load on your brain. Otherwise, how will you feel peaceful in meditation? Because you stop perceiving lot of things. You are perceiving too much. This is room. This is this. All that is seems like easy. It's not so easy. The brain is doing lot of hard work.
Yeah, that's why I feel it's sankhara, right?
That's why that is effort.
Yeah, I feel, yes, I do feel that way too, right? So
that is effort. See, the thing is like this.
Your brain is working very hard so that you see the apple.
That is correct. So you're not able to understand it in this way. Let's take. How does Sankhara come to be? How do you prepare anything? Let's say you want to prepare a breakfast. How do you prepare? Take that as an example. Forget about all of these concepts. How do you prepare a breakfast? First, you need to have a concept of breakfast, right? Doesn't it already have a sanya in there? You should feel that you want to prepare a breakfast. Then you bring out all the ingredients to prepare. Then you put it in the pan or whatever you want to do. Then you combine everything and you eat, right? So if somebody were to ask, is sanya separated out of sankhara or vedana separated out of sankhara? It's not true. Why? Because all the three origin is phassa. Phassa samudayo, vedana samudayo. Phassa samudayo, sanya samudayo. Phassa samudayo, sankhara samudayo. Yes, Sachin, go ahead.
Yeah, and to add up what I said is, the root is in this, the key is in this, sabbe sankhara anicca and nibbanam paramam sukham. Why nibbanam is paramam sukham? Because sankhara is specified. The sankhara is specified, so you are not perceiving anything.
Correct.
And since you are not perceiving anything, that is the biggest happiness, because your mind is at rest.
Correct.
And that's why you feel happy.
And Hariyu, for that reason only it is called as Sanya Vedayita Nirodha. Sankharas will only stop when the perception and feelings are stopped. It is not the other way around. Right? Yes, go ahead.
I guess, like, one way I can understand it, like Sachin was saying, right? Your intention kind of helps you to perceive and feel things that you want to feel. Let's say I'm hungry. Whatever I see, I may tend to perceive them more as food than other time, right? And like if I'm really hungry, I even perceive the tree as food or something like that, right? So in that sense, there's an intention in that fuels this tanha, even in
even if you are not hungry, there is an intention. What is this?
Yeah, and
if you are not curious at all, if I show you this and take it back, and if I ask you what I did, you will say, okay, I didn't care, I didn't see.
Yeah. So in Anapanasati I think it says tanha is one of the conditions for feeling. So I feel like there's a need for food, let's say, then I'm start perceiving all these as food. So in that sense, the sankhara is feeding the feeling and perception in that way.
Correct. So first thing, like rightly said by Sachin, sankhara is to prepare. You prepare the ground. To prepare the ground, you require a perception of the ground. Otherwise, you can't prepare anything. Right? Then that ground feeling will come. The feeling of the ground. So let's say if I am in sankhara samatha, there's nothing preparation. If there's nothing to be prepared, there's nothing to be perceived.
Okay, so I think what you're trying to say is you should know there is something called apple. That is the sanya.
Yes,
Right?
that's all.
This is apple, is the sanya, that is my definition. Okay, this is apple. Now, what you say? Even to prepare this is apple, you should have known the apple. That knowing of apple is the perception you are saying.
No, the knower is the vinyana.
There is something called apple that is back in my mind.
That is back in your mind.
Otherwise, I can't say this is apple.
Correct. So
So what you are saying, that is perception, and that is primary condition for preparing this as apple.
yes, so you need to have something, the basic elementary thing of perception. If you say there is no perception, it's a asanya.
So here is the difference between mine or use understanding and your. I think we need to slow down here, because so the perception is not that arises. Perception is that you know already.
See,
that's what he's saying.
Wait, so let's understand it in an even more better sense. Consciousness is knowing. Vijanati iti vinyana. Janati is to know. Vijanati is to completely know. That's all. That is called vinyana. Where it is written? In the Mahavedana Sutta. Sanjanati sanya. Kim sanjanati? He says, lohitampi sanjanati. Neelampi sanjanati. Like that. Odampi sanjanati. What it means? The identification, if at all you want to call. Pitampi sanjanati. Pita means yellow. Odata means white. Neela means blue. Lohita means red. This is perception. Did you prepare it to perceive it? No, that is there. That basic perception that this is yellow, this is red, this is blue, this is white is there. So
I consider it as a discrimination between.
Fine, the discrimination.
Categorization.
For categorization, there should be a vinyana. Otherwise, you cannot categorize.
Because this is red apple and there can be yellow apple too.
That's correct, Sachin. You're missing the point. Vijanati, the discrimination power is there in that vinyana itself. It's not there in the sanya. Okay, so he asked this question. What does it know? Sukham tapi vijanati. Dukkham iti pi vijanati. Adukka asukham iti vijanati. What it means? It already knows, can discriminate that this is sukha, this is happiness, this is dukkha, unhappiness, this is neutral. Yes.
Are you referring to the Katanya Sutta? Because
I am now talking about. He started with the basic question. That basic answer is in MN 43, which is Mahavedala Sutta. In that, if you go to section where there's a question, what is vinyana? Okay. And he says, Vijanati iti vinyana. It knows. So what it knows? It knows sukha. It knows dukkha. It knows adukka sukha. So now you might ask a question. That means it already knows. Yes, it knows. You don't have to teach it that this is sukha. It knows.
So it knows it is sukha first. Then perception comes, and then he feels it is sukha.
Yes, that's what then the next question is asked. What is Vedana? Vedaiti iti Vedana. Kim Vedaiti? Sukham tipi Vedaiti, Dukkham piti Vedaiti, Adukka sukham tipi Vedaiti. So the Vinyana knows it. It provides the fuel to the Vedana.
Let's say a beautiful ghost is there. So the moment I know it is a ghost, I feel
Scared.
terrified, scared. But the beauty is there. So the Vijnana already knows that it is a ghost.
Then you go and ask Sariputta.
Vijnana knows that it is
Yes.
unpleasant.
So Vijnana knows.
It is beautiful.
No, wait. Vijnana knows what should be done with that object. What should be done with that object is
So
known to be.
Vijnana is too much intelligent then compared to, I thought it is a primordial machine.
No, then you please read Mahavedala Sutta, because that section is very important one to get us clarity on all the three. And he says another one. I'm confused. What is Panya then? He says Pajanati iti Panya.
And then he says Panya has to be developed.
You got the point. What Vijnana does, you should create Panya.
And that's why I told you, I will split my Vijnana into two. One is Panya, one is Vijnana. And then this will show it. Because practically I have to understand, theoretically I understood.
So how do you do practically? There are two sections where you can use it for practice. First easy section, Kajanya Sutta. The taste. Have you ever tried to eat like that? Have you ever tried? Try.
These days I'm trying to see this is sour, this is sweet, this is all that.
No, when you put in the mouth, it knows. Not try. Trying means you're doing sankhara. Not trying.
Yeah, but I mean, I have to unravel. I mean, automatically.
Whatever.
Practice means trying, right?
That's correct. So, fine. I will give up on that. Whatever you are trying or doing, whatever you want to do, look at, can you eat mindfully only the taste?
I'm trying to practice that.
Yeah, if you try to practice, if you practice and if you succeed, then you will understand what is Vijnana. Clear for yourself. What it can do, what it can't do, whether it is Maya or no Maya, whatever it is, it's understand.
Yeah, so practice, we can say all practice are samatha practice. So while eating the apple, you tranquilize yourself so much that you come to this point that you just know the taste.
Yes, you just know the taste.
All practice are actually samatha practice.
Yeah, this is one part. Now, is there any other way I can do it? Yes, do it by Maharahulavada Sutta, where you don't have to worry about the Vijnana, you just work out on the Rupa. Right? Both are there. If I am very gross, I can go by Rupa. If I am very subtle, I can go by Vijnana. Choice is mine. Because the power of discrimination is there in Vijnana only. No other place you can find. So if you take all the four definition, Vedana, Sanya, Vijnana, Panya. He says Panya needs to be developed. He doesn't answer anything other than that. Panya needs to be developed. How do you develop?
Vijnana needs to be understood.
And Vijnana needs to be understood. Right? These are the two answers. What he gives. He doesn't answer anything beyond that. I am worried. How should... Wait. Kajanya Sutta talks about how you should understand Vijnana. Answer is given. Even Sariputta did not say in that Mahavedala Sutta. We have Kajanya Sutta. Use that. One or two suttas before that, it talks about where he says Vijnana takes on the Rupa, Vijnana takes on the Vedana, Vijnana takes on the Sanya, Vijnana takes on the Sankhara. Vijnana takes itself on Vijnana. Have you ever heard like that?
Yeah, Vijnana Titti, right?
And this Kajanya Sutta talks about Sankhara taking over everything. Right? This Kajanya Sutta, the speciality of Kajanya Sutta is Sankhara itself taking care of everything. So, If you really were to discern, meaning create a wisdom, panya, develop panya, understand vijnana. Vijnana has to be understood, panya has to be developed. So there are two ways of developing it. One, by understanding what rupa is. So then everything will fall down. Or understanding vijnana, then you have understood everything. Either you understand the magician or you understand his objects. In both the ways, you will win. Måra can be caught up in two places, one in rupa, one in vijnana. The remaining, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, is just a part of it.
Yeah, so coming to my question,
Yes.
Rupa and four elements.
Rupa is four element.
No, what is the difference?
What is different of what?
Between Rupa and four elements?
Rupa and four element is, the four element is never seen in its original form. It is always seen in bhuta form, meaning it is already have something, it has become something. Okay, so when I am saying four element, Mahabhuta, I really don't see it as Mahabhuta, I see it as a dhatu, quality. So the best you can do is to understand the quality of these rupa. See, let's say I'm penetrating into the apo dhatu. How can I discern apo dhatu? Take the 12 things of apo and keep on working on it, you will understand apo dhatu. So the discernment, the panya gets developed on apo. If I take Pathavi, then it will get developed on Pathavi.
Because this question arises because you said Rupa comes first and then Vijnana.
Yes, yes.
So I said then what is Rupa? Who created the Rupa? Because there were only four elements. But
No.
I think, let me answer my own way. Then
Okay,
you
sure.
may add.
Go ahead.
See, our brain has capability to grasp object, yet it is not perceived but grasped. For example, a frog or animal, nature, they are keep staring at whatever is there, but they grasp only if something is moving. If nothing is moving, you don't see it. Let's say a green colored a green color uh, bird is sitting on a green leaf, you will not recognize it. The moment it start moving, you recognize. So this brain has primordial knowledge of identifying objects. Basically, humans are identifying, or animals are identifying anything which is moving, it is dangerous. So it takes you focus there. This is primordial discrimination, or there are other discrimination based on color, this and that. What has been programmed in human body or human brain, they will tell this is an object.
Okay,
That
wait.
is Rupa. That is Rupa. Yet you have not perceived. Yet Vijnana has not come. But you know that something is moving.
No, there in the same Khajjane Sutta, he gives a better definition. Have you read on Rupa? He says Rupati.
Rupati.
What is Rupati?
That disintegrates.
No,
They are telling it that way.
no, it is that which gets affected. And he gives the explanation. Affected by what? He affected by cold, affected by dust, affected by wind, affected by gladflies, affected by serpents, affected by whatever elements.
Yeah, but that is theoretical. Practically, I'm saying. First,
I'm also taking practically only.
First, Rupa came not because it is affected by something. It has came just in front of me.
No, you take your own Rupa. See, and why that? Titayatana Sutta answers that also. Vakkantiya Sati Nama Rupa. Before that, what happened? Just one step before. The five elements, along with Vijnana, joined. That joining place is the Vattam Vattati or the Whirlpool. Okay. Yes, go ahead. You have a question. Sachin, you have a question? No.
No.
No, because you're doing something, I thought you have a question. Okay. So now, if you take Titayatana Sutta, forget the Kajjaniya Sutta. If you take Titayatana Sutta, he explains there how it comes. So what comes first? Vijnana or the Rupa? Both come together. There's nothing called one came first and other came next. They both come together. But Vijnana is
I understand that. There is nothing called first and second in Buddhism. Everything is together. It's just that our understanding, we understand first Rupa, then Vijnana.
Uh-huh.
When we say first, it means understanding first Rupa.
So to understand Vijnana, you need to understand the Rupa. What's the point? If you want to catch by some animal by its mouth or tail or whatever, you should know how to tame it. So the Vijnana has to be tamed through Panya. That's the only way. You can't fight yourself with yourself because you yourself is Vijnana. So what will you fight? So now the discernment is to understand the quality of the Rupa. So when you understand the quality of the Rupa through the mind, which is Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, it stops to unhold them or latch on to it. Latch on to the feeling, which is experience, perception, which is identification, Sankhara, which is preparation for that experience. I want to experience. So I am preparing every time for that experience by perceiving. So all the three is mind. So to understand the Vijnana, I need to first understand what the Rupa is made up of. Because they both have merged together and come like this. So Dhatu Vibhanga Sutta, he explains how to split it. Okay. Now if you understand Rupa, whether it is Rupatiti Rupa or the four elements or whatever way you want to do it, or even better ways than what is there, you will become Nibbidda, meaning the mind will let go of it. Mind means feeling, perception, and this preparation or volitional action or whatever we want to call, or choices. There's so many meanings given to that. So whatever it is. This is one side of the equation. Other side of the equation. Why can't I understand Chakku Vijnana itself? Yes, you can. Nobody stops you. So Chakku on one side, Rupa on other side, Vijnana in the middle. Do it. You don't require Rupa. If you can understand the gap, the fixer of the gap, you have caught the magician in the act. So you have two choices. Go through Rupa or go through Vijnana. Then it drops Samatha. It drops Sankhara. Drop Sankhara means it becomes stilled. Because there is no perception, there is no feel. So Sanya Vedata Nirodha happens. So you are in Nibbana. So you leave the Rupa as it is. Whether you come through the Rupa way or you come through the Vijnana way, what you experience, Vijnanam Anidassanam. That's all you will experience. Anidassana Vijnana. Unestablished consciousness. In both the ways. This way, that way. It's our choice. Either Ayatana or Dhatu. So whatever we are strong at, whatever my way of seeing it, my experiences, that way we have to take. Either way, you are removing the Mara. This Rupa is also a Mara. Vijnana is also a Mara. So you understand the Vijnana. So the Mara is gone. You understand the Rupa. Again the Mara is gone. You don't have to do anything about this Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara. They are coming because of these two guys, Rupa and Vijnana. Confused?
Sorry, I missed it a little bit. Why is Rupa the Mara again?
Because it attracts. The Rupa not in the original form, the Rupa in the modified form. There's an attraction. Like that apple what he was showing, right? It's just a four element. If you see that, there is no attraction to it. And there is no repulsion to it either. Because he cuts that, puts in the mouth. Ah, sweet. Sour, salty, astringent. It's gone. Another piece. Yes, go ahead.
I was thinking because Namarupa, the name is usually a collection of things, right? The one way of seeing how to break it is by seeing it as comprised of different things. So you try to break it down, and either by focusing on the details of it, or you try to put it in for elements or whatever way.
No, that is
That's
very
all.
complicated process. You have to do it in this way. Apple is a formal name. Just a way of describing. It's a nimitta, basically.
And when you take a magnifier, there's no apple, right? When you take a magnifying glass, there's no apple.
You don't require a magnifying glass. If you see that damn thing, you know there is no apple there. Okay, it's just you have named it. Just for convenience sake. Otherwise, every time you have to define what it is. So you have called it as apple. Just like in the Milinda Panha. He says, Nagasena says, just for convention, I am called as Nagasena, Singasena, this one, that one, but he says what? So this is called as formalization, which creates verbalization. So you first have to understand the formalization. So you have to create a formal name so that everybody says it as an apple. In their own mother tongue also, they will call it as apple. Clear? So this is describing, so you have to create a nimitta for that. Then you have to create a nominal form. Form only in the name. So when that object is shown to you, it seems like an apple. Because you have named it to be an apple. The difference between apple and this body are the same. It will also rot. This body is also rotting. Clear? That apple also has a heat inside there. This body also has heat. That apple presently has life. Because when he eats it, he gets nutrients. But it is going away. Fading away. This is also fading away. So when I see apple equals me, then the magic is gone. Got it? Because it's only a nominal form. Form only in the name. So when we say name and form and consciousness, the consciousness picks up this name and form. Including the I-ness is part of name and form. A nominal form for a formal name. Form only in the name, not in real. In real, it is only Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo. But the convention has become so real that I see apple, that I see Vilas, that I see Aryu, I see Sachin, I see Shreyas, I see this recording equipment, I see this mobile as true. They're real. No amount of talks are going to bring it out of me. So then I am deluded. So I can't work on Vinyana. I should work on Rupa. If I am able to break the Nama and Rupa, then there's no need for Rupa. I can straight away go into the Ayatanas. Because I am capable of cutting the Ayatanas. Right? So what he is holding it, Sachin is holding it, is indeed apple from the standpoint of convention. It's name only for the name's sake. If you see it that way, then there is no Vinyana. The very moment the Vinyana is gone. Then you might ask a question, then what it is? It's nothing. If you put it in the mouth, there's a taste. That's it. There's nothing which arises if you don't put it in the mouth. Meaning, the delusion is not there. and hence there is no raga for it, there is no dvesha for it. Because that is apple, either it is likable to me or dislikable to me. If I hate apple and say, Sachin, don't show me that apple, I don't like it. That very shape, I dislike it. Or I love apple, I'll say that, Sachin, when you come to Bangalore, get me a few apples. Yes.
I guess what you said made me wonder. Let's say I have a taste for sugar or sweet stuff. I like sweet things. So that raga, is it in the sweet as a sweet, or is it perception of the sweet?
It's a perception of sweet. Because that is created by Vijnana. It's a sweet in the name. Like, I'll give you a practical example, Aryu. You brought the Girardelli chocolates, right? When you came to Bangalore. Girardelli is what? So we can say it is part of Lind chocolate group. But what is chocolate? Then we can say that there is a syrup, there is a sugar, then say some other ingredient, but cocoa is there. What is cocoa? Cocoa is a plant. So what is a plant? Plant is coming from a seed called cocoa seed. But what is cocoa seed? Basically, it's mud. That means, what did you have? As Girardelli, what did you have? Or what did I have? Mud. That's the real. But what did I perceive? Girardelli. Okay, the best chocolates. Now, you tell me, Aryu, think it over before you reply. Is Girardelli in the chocolate? In any one of the chocolate, were you able to find Girardelli? Right? And second, the Chanel, that perfume what you brought, is there a Chanel in that? But am I not pouring Chanel?
I may not see the Girardelli in that, but I found the sweetness in that. So
Wait. Fasting. Along with the sweet, you're also getting cocoa. You're getting cocoa. But what happens here is that you perceive sweet more than the cocoa. Did you ever taste cocoa? Because you love sugar. So your concentration is on the sugar than the cocoa. So when you're eating that chocolate, or when I was eating the chocolate, if it says 85% cocoa, what it means? Sugar is 15%. Right? If it's 85% cocoa, one chocolate was there which was 85% cocoa. And you had brought around 30 of them. Meaning I had asked you to buy which you had bought. You never felt, you never ate even a single chocolate, right? Yes or no? I don't know whether you eat that in the US or not. But you did not even partake a single chocolate. You never asked, Vilas, can I have one of that? You never asked. Why? Because there was no craving for that Girardelli. Because it did not manifest in you, is what I can say. Why did I ask? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but I guess my question is more toward the sweet, right? So even if I take a spoon and take those cane sugar from I still like it, right? And that liking is in the perception. Forget about the chocolate, but even the sweetness, even I know it's sweet, I still have the liking.
Why did you get that liking? Where did you get that liking? You got that liking in the Nama Rupa.
Yes. I'm just saying, when I'm eating, let's say, my noodle, I can say, this is salty, this is sweet. But when I taste the sweet, I still got the craving for that sweet. So that's not, I need to further, break it down and to taste sweet as sweet and not the perception of sweet.
Right. So since that portion is difficult, Buddha started with Rupa. because that is more easy to get into disillusionment. So for the particular rupa, sugar, the rupa, there is a feeling, there's a perception, there is a sankhara, which is you prepare. Preparation is there. But all these three will work only when vijnana is there. Isn't it or not? So what? There are only two devils then. One is rupa, one is vijnana. So either if you understand the rupa, the Mara is caught. If you understand the vijnana, the Mara is caught. And hence in the Uttamamsa Sutta, he says, if you discern vijnana, there is no other thing to be learnt.
I guess my main takeaway today, I mean, I've not heard this before, but it's the sweet as a taste is different from the sweet as a perception.
Yes.
So get caught up in the sweet as a perception.
Yes, you perceive the sweet rather than the sweet out there. So the practice of meditation is to be aware of the taste only. Right? It knows the taste. So that's the reason in the Mahavedala Sutta, he says wisdom has to be developed, vijnana has to be understood. So Mara is in like this. You get either entangled in the rupa or you get entangled in the vijnana. And that's the reason he says, Yattanamancha rupancha ase samuparujjati, vijnanasa nirodhena ette samuparujjati. Right? See, I asked you to buy Ghirardelli chocolate. You brought the Ghirardelli chocolate, but when I tear that wrapper, comes the chocolate, and engraved in that is Ghirardelli. When I put in the mouth, I am eating Ghirardelli. As a deluded person, the vijnana has made it as Ghirardelli now. If I am a Buddha follower, then I am taking it as cocoa and sugar and all the other ingredients. That's fair. But I am really a Buddha follower, then what am I doing? I am cutting off Ghirardelli. The ayatanas don't take Ghirardelli. So then what happens? It is just sugar syrup plus cocoa. Yes.
I guess a lot of, let's say, my friend or like normal people, when they go to a restaurant, they all of this brand, this steak and all that, like a dry age or whatever, $200. When they're eating those names, right? They're eating those perceptions as if they're enjoyable. But me as a Dhamma follower, I may not get it, hooked into so much fancy concept, but I still like the taste.
Yes.
So I'm better in some sense. So
you're better. You're definitely better. So why did you create a craving for the taste? Because the vijnana is giving you happiness. Vedeti is vedana, but pajanati is vijnana. What does it know? Sukha and dukkha. So it has developed a taste. It has developed a taste for that food. So when you see noodles or whatever, or pasta or whatever you eat, the taste automatically turns out in your tongue. So it mimics the original. Originally it's only salt, sugar and all that, but it mimics the taste of the pasta or the other ingredients. That's what vijnana does.
Yeah, as much simple if you perceive, that is sufficient to begin with, because
yes,
the moment you try to perceive it simplified, you are with Dhamma, and so you can get lot of Dhamma point of view in. The moment you are The moment you perceive it, wow, nice apple, you are actually lost.
Yep.
And since you are lost, we cannot expect Dhamma at that level of that alcoholic nature, right? It's alcoholic, or let's say you are boosted in the perception. Wow, what an apple! Compared to, yeah, it is an apple, or it is just a food.
Yep.
So you have a lot of space for, okay, all this Dhamma, like it is anicca, it is of, oh, I cannot, I should not eat now. All that can come. You have a space for this. Okay, this is not a time to eat. All that thing probably can come, but it will not come the moment you are lost. Wow, what an apple!
Okay, so let's end for today. It's a good discussion on Måra. Thanks to Måra.
And this
Or
apple,
Or
I'm going to eat this apple.
Yeah, please. You've been holding that apple for long to eat. You can go ahead and eat the apple. Okay,
please
so
prepare what is your experience of eating that apple?
we'll hear him out on Monday.
No. I will not tell, because then the experience will get lost.
Yes.
Because I'm prepared.
Yes, you're prepared. Okay, leave it. So whatever you get on Monday, let's meet on Monday to hear to Sachin's story of Apple. Okay, so good day and good night. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye.